What's going on, guys? Considering
A cat
that,
and a lizard setting the world right together.
really,
We're
Inigo.
the stuff of legend.
Okay, so we're gonna talk to our family members here. Okay, I don't know where Sophia went off to, but whatever. So we're gonna talk to Inigo for a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and start the clock because apparently I don't like doing that. Hey, bud.
Yes, my friend.
Um, so we'll go ahead and start with the loot in your cell is full of arrows. I take it you prefer singing.
Yes. I have never been very good though. I enjoy writing songs, but sometimes it is more fun just making up words as I go along. Improvisation keeps the mind sharp and boredom at bay.
Okay. Um, if I asked, would you sing something while we were traveling?
Maybe, but nothing too serious. I would rather save my proper songs for the Bard's College. For now, anyway.
Why?
Well, I know it is silly, but my songs are special to me. I would rather perform them in a special place. However, if you just want me to improvise something while we are traveling, maybe I can help you out. We will see.
How'd you get those scars exactly?
It is quite a story. Are you sitting comfortably?
Yeah.
It happened about a week after the Japan job and my betrayal. After the Dopan deal went sour, I managed to score a little skooma on the road. I used it and sat up all night staring at the stars. I decided I would end my life the next day. After what I did to Felix and you, I thought it best for everybody if I just went away.
I'm glad you're still around.
You are very nice to say such things. I am glad too. I watched the sun come up, then made a noose. My camp was high near the edge of a cliff. I fastened the noose to an overhanging tree branch. I used the last of my skooma, placed the rope around my neck, and jumped off.
Go on.
I remember falling, the twanging noise as the rope went taut, a brief moment of pain, a snapping noise. I thought it was my neck. Then I was falling again. The cliffs rushed past me. I thought, well, the rope didn't work, but the ground will do the trick. A wide ledge hurried up to meet me. I closed my eyes just before the impact. There was a smashing noise. Then I was underwater.
What?
I was suddenly underwater. What is so hard to understand? Try to pay attention. I had fallen through a thin layer of rock into a cave. I thought, well, the ground didn't kill me, but drowning should end my sorry life. The gods had other plans, though. A current dragged me to the surface, coughing and spluttering. That's when I heard them.
What did you hear?
I heard clucking. I was in a river being swept through a large cavern. It was dark, but I could make out many cages on the bank. Chickens strutted about outside the cages. I could smell magic. I gathered my strength and hauled myself out of the water. Inside the cages, people were bound and gagged. Ignoring the chickens, I rushed over and tried to open the first cage I came to. It was locked tight. Suddenly, I felt a pain in my foot. A chicken was pecking at me. I kicked it away, but it came back with reinforcements.
Go on.
I was in a flapping, pecking nightmare. I tried to get back in the water, but before I had gone a few steps, I was knocked unconscious.
Okay.
I awoke tied to a chair. There was a foul-smelling man studying me. I could hear the river nearby, but now I was in a crypt of some sort. Chickens and rabbits watched me from behind the smelly man. He said he was going to make me useful. I did not like the sound of that.
What did you do?
My options were limited. I had no weapons, but I did have a little time. This fellow liked to talk. I unsheathed my claws and went to work on the ropes that held me to the chair. The man seemed to have a bit to say, so I let him talk. He said he was a powerful wizard and that he had learned how to transform people into animals. Once transformed, he said I would want nothing but to aid him. He said he had a spy network of chickens and rabbits all over Skyrim.
That explains a lot.
Yes, that is what I thought. I asked why only chickens and rabbits. He replied that once I was a chicken, no one would ever take notice of me again. A bear or a mammoth would be too conspicuous. Smaller animals make the best spies. I told him if he turned me into a chicken, I'd peck his eyes out. He told me that the change was not only physical. I would want to do his bidding, nothing else.
What was he hoping to achieve?
He said he was using the information his spy network gathered to cause hate across the land. He fed on hate. It made him stronger.
How'd you get away?
I had spied a wooden door in one wall that smelt rotten. As soon as I felt the rope around me give a little, I jumped at the door. It burst open as I hit it, and the chair broke apart. I was free. The wizard screamed in anger and loosed a spell in my direction. I dodged his attack and ran down a long stone tunnel. I heard the smelly wizard begin to laugh. There is only death that way, he yelled. Good, I replied. I've been seeking that all day.
Go on.
I ran for what seemed like forever. Eventually, I came to a vast chamber with a spindly spiral staircase leading up in the center. The floor was littered with dried out bodies. They had been dead for hundreds of years, but as it turned out, they were still quite feisty. As I made for the staircase, the dead started to groan and move. I jumped over them and began to climb the steps. There were too many Draugr to fight, so I concentrated on climbing. Halfway up, I spotted an opening in the ceiling. The air was fresher up there. That is when I uncharacteristically tripped. I tumbled back down the stairs. Soon, the dead reached me. They clawed at me. They held me down. Dry, cracked fingers tore my face to ribbons, giving me these scars. I almost gave up. Then something amazing happened.
You wet yourself? What happened?
I realized I wanted to live. I realized that my life was still worth something. I realized that I could be the person my brother knew again. This realization gave me a strength I never knew I had. I fought back, shouting, "No!" again and again. No, you will not have my life. No, this is not where I die. No! I struggled to my feet, fighting all the while. I snapped necks, I broke arms, I gouged out eyes. Somehow, I made it back to the staircase.
Wow.
Yes, it was pretty amazing. If I had not spent all that morning almost dying, I wonder if I'd be here talking to you now. Anyway, I reached the top of the stairs, forced open the hatch above, and stepped out into daylight. I was only a few hundred feet from my camp. I stared at the tree with the snapped rope hanging from it for a long time. I knew I owed much, and swore that I would repay any debt I could. When I realized you had survived, I decided that if anyone was going to take my life, it should be you. You know the rest. That is how I got these scars. It is a good tale, yes?
fantastic tale, Inigo.
Yes, it is. Living it made me the man you see before you. Scars and all.
I actually have a scar across my face too. It wasn't that cool though, so I'm not gonna tell that story. I can't beat that. How do you think I'm doing, Inigo?
I am honored you want my opinion.
Take your time.
Okay, here's what I know about you.
Okay.
You smell like a wild beast today. You are okay for gold at the moment.
Yeah.
You have never done time in a cell, unlike me. Your travels have taken you to a few interesting places, but much of Skyrim is still a mystery to you. You own your own home. That is a big positive in my book.
Yeah.
Let me think. Like me, you have no great talent for fighting with magic. The state of your mind may be up for debate, but your body is healthy. You have been known to influence people's decisions with a mix of body language and craftiness. You are strong, free, and single. Your skill with one-handed weapons is getting better. I find that shouting random insults mid-battle always helps. You were saved from the executioner's axe by the very force that now threatens this land. You could be our only hope. No pressure.
No pressure.
You have great fashion sense. Let's see.
Yeah,
Two-handed weapons do not seem to suit you. I feel the same way. They are heavy and cumbersome.
Yeah.
You are not into politics. What else? You do not seem to be practiced in the art of stealth yet. You are not exactly well-read, but you've learned a thing or two. What have I missed? Oh, you are not a good archer. Do not worry,
What?
I will take care of that side of things.
Okay.
Now, how do I conclude? You are proving good for Skyrim. There are still many matters that need your attention, but there is no denying you are pretty fantastic. You asked for my opinion, and now you have it. I hope you did not mind my honesty.
There's no place like home.
Okay. So this entire episode is just going to be me going through the modded followers that I have. So I'm
Go
just
ahead,
gonna do
ask
that.
away.
So right now I've got her, then him, then him. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, I hope it was not something I said.
No. Let's discuss combat.
Have I been misbehaving?
No. Talk about your. What are your?
I am being aggressive. And in battle, I am fighting how I choose.
Okay. So you can actually choose to like say about your aggression. Try to only fight when it's necessary.
I will resist causing a bloodbath when possible.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then your fighting style.
I am versatile.
Favor the blade or favor the bow. I prefer him personally to favor the bow.
Okay, I will endeavor to lend support from a distance.
That's the way I like him to fight. But yeah.
Fire
Do
away.
that. You can do. Tell me about your sail.
I like Skyrim very much. To oblivion with those who don't.
Okay. And you can continue to ask him.
I can hack a foe's head from their shoulders with one blow. It is not boasting, it is just a fact.
Okay. We can go back to that if we have time.
My brother and I never knew our real parents. We were found abandoned in a smelly shack by a soldier on his way to battle. We melted his heart with our fuzzy little faces, and he carried us to the nearest town. He deposited us at an orphanage, and that is where we spent most of our childhood.
Tell me more.
My brother and I were adopted by a couple of retired assassins. I guess the orphanage did not do a family background check.
You must have had an interesting childhood.
Mine was perhaps a little more unconventional than most, but I suppose all childhoods are interesting to some degree. My parents provided me with love and encouragement. Apart from the nightly training sessions, we were a normal family.
Okay.
I was bullied by the other Khajiit children because of my unusual color and markings. My mother showed me a handy trick with a rock and a glove. I was never bothered again.
Tell me more.
My father showed my brother and I how to use a sword. My mother taught us the bow. Happy childhood memories.
Tell me more.
I grew up in Riverhold, not far from Citadel. My brother and I headed for the Imperial City to find our fortune when we came of age. I found love, for a time at least. My brother found death.
Love?
Well, now that I think about it, maybe it was not love. It was brief and, as it turned out, one-sided. Anyway, all that happened later.
And about the death?
My mother and father are both gone. They died protecting a trading caravan a few years back. I guess I am an orphan again.
What were your parents like?
I suppose they were a bit of an odd couple, being an Argonian and a Khajiit, but they adored each other. And us. Despite their previous profession, they were good people.
Sorry for your loss.
That means a great deal. Thank you.
Tell me more.
My brother and I found much work as sellswords. We never made it to the Imperial City, but we made a lot of coin.
What kind of jobs did y'all do?
A bit of giant killing here, a bit of witch slaying there. We took gold when it was offered, but sometimes we worked for nothing. It is hard to deny those in need, whether they have coin or not. We made more than enough from those who could pay anyway.
Where did your travels take you?
All over Citadel, from the Gold Coast to the Gerald Mountains. It is a wonderful land, but quite tame compared to Skyrim. Those were happy times, traveling or working during the day, camping out under the stars at night. Life was good.
More.
I awoke one morning to a lot of noise outside our tent. My brother staggered in, bleeding, and pushed our father's sword into my hand. He said that if I loved him, I would run. He used the last of his strength to rip out the back of the tent and push me down the slope beyond. Some Khajiit-hating locals had blamed us for a spate of robberies in the area, and had decided to take the matter into their own hands. 12 of them had snuck up on us in the night. My brother died, but I live because of him.
I'm sorry, losing your brother like that must have been terrible.
Yes, that morning I lost all that was dear to me. Unfortunately, I also uncovered a side of myself I never knew existed.
Do you ever wish you stayed and fought?
Every day, my friend. Every day.
What was your brother's name?
His name was Fergus.
Fergus.
I miss him very much, but part of me is glad he did not witness what became of me after his passing.
Losing him that way was bound to affect you. I'm sure you would have understood.
Maybe you are right. It is a nice thought, but I suppose I will never know.
Tell me about your past.
I was recruited by a group of bandits a few years ago. That is when I discovered skooma. It was the beginning of a lot of nastiness.
Yeah.
I was with a bandit girl for a while. Turns out she was using me. She wanted protection, not affection. As soon as she found someone more psychopathic, I was dropped like a sack of troll dung.
Did you love her?
I thought I did. We dulled each other's pain somewhat. She seemed like the only bright thing in a very dark place. Regrettably, she was a vicious, manipulative harpy.
Oh, I know all about that bullshit. Tell me more.
I left the bandits and took the only ally I had with me. He was also an addict, but we thought we had it under control. His name was Felix. He was a big fellow, good in his scrap. We became mercenaries together.
Okay, nice.
After a few months, Felix and I had made a little gold, but our addiction to skooma was getting in the way. No one trusts an addict, my friend. Especially not another addict.
Yeah, no. Tell me about... do you ever miss skooma?
From time to time, my body does. But my mind is made up. I am never touching this stuff again. It helped me smother some painful memories, but it took my sense and reason as payment. It was not a fair trade.
I do believe that you can actually give Inigo skooma, like, in his inventory, and it will, like, disappear. And he'll go right back down that path of being a skooma addict. So if you ever do want to play with Inigo, I mean, maybe see what happens, but I don't want Inigo on drugs. So tell me about Felix.
There is not much to tell. He never spoke about his past, but it was clear he had also been through a great deal before becoming a bandit. That life did not seem to suit him. He had been an educated man at some point, I am sure of it. He was violent, but he had retained some dim vestige of honor. I wish we had met under different circumstances. One day, Felix burst into my chamber. Instinct took over and I reacted. His murder was my second to last step on the road of dishonor. Trying to kill you was my last. My journal tells the rest. Read it if you want. I do not enjoy speaking of these things.
Okay.
That is my story. Not a happy one, but maybe the happy stuff is still to come.
So that is Inigo.
All right.
I think that is all of it. So now his quest should be available. Alright. So to mark
What
you,
are we trading?
I'm gonna go ahead and give you back your helmets. There you go. Now then. Lucian Lavos.
How are you doing, my friend?
Let's do... I'd like to ask you something.
Hit me. Not literally.
Let's do... Where are you from?
Cyrodiil. Though I suppose you could probably guess that. I grew up in the Imperial City, mostly with my nose in a book. My family own a small amount of property there, and they always encouraged me to pursue my interests. Namely, knowledge, in all its forms. I spent some time at the Arcane University, a couple of years at the Archives of White Gold Tower, and I've studied at every academy in the city. But no amount of academic knowledge can compare to some practical experience. I'm done reading about the world. Now I want to see it.
Okay. Tell me about your family.
Oh, the Flaviuses are firmly rooted in the Imperial City. We've always had a strong sense of home. We're a tight-knit bunch, and we get on rather well most of the time. They worry, though, particularly about me. Gave them quite a shock when I told them about this expedition.
Tell me about your father.
Davidicus is his name. He's an academic like me, always up to his elbows in old scrolls. He does a lot of consultancy work for the Imperial government. Hunts down relics for them, that sort of thing. I'd be lying if I said we always saw eye to eye, but I owe a lot to him, and he's very dear to me.
Tell me about your father, or your mother, Mama.
Captain Lyra of the Imperial Legion. She and I couldn't be more different, but she's always supported me in everything I've done. She fought against the Thalmor in the Great War. In fact, she was there for Lord Nurofin's defeat at the Battle of the Red Ring. She retired to marry my father and raise me. But despite her career, she never tried to force me onto the same path. By the time I was old enough to hold a book, it was clear I was going to follow my father into the academic world. And she was delighted for me. I write to her fairly regularly. My father too. And while she worries, I think she's proud of me for doing this. I hope so, anyway.
Do you have any siblings?
None. I was the proverbial apple of my parents' proverbial eyes. And yes, they spoiled me rotten. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like to have had a brother or a sister. But then I wouldn't be quite who I am today. So I can't complain.
Very true. Okay, that's all I
All
wanted
right,
to
then.
know. So in here we can do training.
Excellent. I've been looking forward to this.
And
What shall we work on this time?
anything that you have, like I can teach you a spell. You can train with Inigo if he was following me. And I
do?
don't think I have any spells.
Oh, all right then.
But he can train with either you or Inigo, and it takes, I believe, either 1 or 2 days for it to reset, so he can train again. So he's already at the same level as me, and before I took out all of my stealth and I legendaried it, I went ahead and got him maxed out on stealth as well, so now he has stealth, and he's better at me. He's better than me at it. Yeah, we can also
Certainly.
get into tactics, his combat style. So these are all the
Spells
spells
it
he
is.
has. So he's got bounce sword, candlelight, conjure familiar, courage, flames, frostbite, hailstorm, healing, lesser ward, oak flesh, sparks, and wild healing.
Whatever you say. Certainly.
He is primarily
But of course.
he's primarily a wizard, so he will favor the spells over the sword and over a bow, which is exactly
Right
how
you
I
are.
wanted him. Yeah, I think that's about it for him.
All right then.
Sophia, it's your turn. Oh, right. I
Shall
need
we move on?
to trade some
Sure,
stuff with you.
let's trade.
Do, 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 do.
All right then.
Yes,
Hey.
I'm listening.
So
Yippee! I love holding people's junk.
yeah, you need to stop saying things like that. Okay. So can I talk to you? for a
Of
bit?
course.
How you feeling?
I have an itch in a really inappropriate place. I would scratch it, but I'm sure you don't want to see me itching my... never mind.
Can we talk for a bit?
I'm always ready for a chat.
So what were you doing before we met me?
I was playing 2 guys against each other in a bid to win me over. Of course, they had to supply me with plenty of drink and earn my affection. I just wanted some entertainment. Oh, it was great watching them get more and more competitive. It ended up in a massive brawl, and once it was over, I left them both empty-handed and out of pocket. As for waking up in a stable without any clothes on, I don't remember what happened after leaving the tavern, but that's nothing new.
No, I mean before that.
Well, I was wandering around Skyrim killing bandits who thought I was an easy target, and meeting new locals. Or should I say making new enemies. Before that I was studying, if you can call it that, at the College of Winterhold. It wasn't my first choice, of course, being a Nord, but I had no place to go, and it was either that or live in a cave. So, I learned a few spells just to keep them happy. I must admit, though, that learning to blow stuff up was pretty fun. Unfortunately, my genius was wasted on them. And I was kicked out for making everyone naked with a spell I forced some other student to create for me. So, it turns out I ended up living mostly in caves anyway.
Okay.
Of course.
Did I have anything else in here? Yeah. You ever thought you are perhaps a bit
Are you trying to say that I'm evil? Or that I should try being a bit nicer to people?
perhaps you'd be a little nicer and not upset others.
Where's the fun in that? I won't change for anyone.
Alright.
You can like it or lump it. Just be glad you aren't one of my victims. Let's just try and keep it that way, or you could just leave. Actually, no, don't do that.
Okay.
You can ask me anything.
You look, nice.
I know. What can I say? It must be so hard for other people being so inferior to me.
God damn.
I'm always ready for a chat.
You seem like a funny person.
You mean like weird? Huh. I thought you were different from all those other people who make fun of me. Because I don't try and conform to people's ridiculous ideals.
Like you have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, I suppose. Being a free spirit like myself really lets you explore the world and see all its flaws, but yet at the same time makes you appreciate them. That's what some people who aren't like you just don't get. You can ask me anything.
Is there anyone special in your life?
Well, there was someone, but he wasn't from Skyrim. He was a Breton from High Rock. I took him around Skyrim to see the sights. Well, mainly the taverns, but unfortunately I turned out to be too much to handle for him. I mean, who doesn't like to get drunk? Perhaps if someone else was interested in me, though? Oh, okay.
See, she's got a lot of dialogue. Let's see. I'd like you to remain here when I don't need you.
Why would you ever not need me?
And you can also see the relationship status. So yeah, so relationship is at 15. Kills witnesses 650. Dungeons witnessed 11. Nice. Okay. And yeah, that's basically it.
If you say so.
So yeah, I should probably set her outfit as this. Why is your mouth open? What is with that?
How about for a change you do something for me?
Whatever. There you go. And yeah, that's about it.
Time to move, I guess.
Cool. Take that.
Ready when you are.
Yep.
Let's get moving. And away we go.
What is on your mind? I
so-
guess I better stand
So-
up then.
We've got a couple more minutes left. Let's go ahead and take a look around. So this is
Do you
the...
think that Sabercats and Khajiit
Shut
are
up.
somehow related? They do seem similar, except the Khajiits are
So
more
this is
human.
the master bedroom. We've already
You
seen
don't
it.
suppose a human and a Sabercat... No, I'm
So really the only difference that has changed is the armoring. So we can go take a look at that. So here I've already got my collection starting with the Ghost Blade, Chilvren, the Dwarven Sword of Devouring, Nightingale Blade, and the Wind Shear. So that's all I've got right now, besides the Blade of Woe, of course. Yeah. I've also got Farrell's End, and I've got the Nightingale Bow right here. So that's neat. I've also added to my collection here. So I've got like leather here, fur's gonna go here, elven's gonna go here, glass is gonna go here, and I think dragon scale armor will go here once I can make that, and then the Salentine armor will go there. So we've got our skeleton key, and we haven't found any masks yet, sadly, and we've also got our crown. So you can actually see the Crown of Faranzaya. And we also have this part, which we all remember this from the Thieves Guild. And then of course we have this. So we've got our little dress, and we've got, I don't even know what this is. Device from, what is that? Every king springs from a race of slaves, and every slave has kings among his ancestors. Oh, so this is for becoming the Nightingale, or the leader of the Thieves Guild. So you see Nightingale flag, and then you see the tenets for the Dark Brotherhood, or the banner. And this, I still don't know what this one's for. I'm sure it's for another secret society that I just don't know about. Sophia, I swear to God.
Is this your idea of girl and girl action?
Oh,
Wake up! Stop daydreaming about me.
So we also have our heavy armor set. So iron will go here, then steel, then Orcish, Dwarven, Dragon Plate or Dragon Bone, and then Daedric.
I am standing in the home of a hero.
And oh yeah, and each of these are going to have their own swords here, and on the lighter armor, we're going to put the bows. So you can see an elven bow here. So yeah. And I haven't put anything up here yet. Not that I remember anyway. These are all dagger cases. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and I've also put the Dark Brotherhood outfit
So
here.
you're the strong silent type, huh?
Gloves.
I bet you
And
must love me talking to you
Nightingale.
all the time.
And this
Then
is going to
again,
be Thieves
who could
Guild.
resist spending
I
time with
remember
me?
where I put it. I might have sold them. I don't know. Yeah. Give me that. So yeah. This is all the stuffuses that I've got. And we'll go ahead and show you the... So I did a thing with the mod and this stuff. So I put my Dragonborn blood in the forge. So now it's Blood Forge, which means anything I create out of this is going to be more powerful. And I've also upgraded this. You can even see the skull, so it's an advanced grindstone now, which that's pretty awesome. And the workbench is just a normal ass workbench still. So I wonder, can I upgrade it? Nope. And then let's go up to the Mage's Study. Nothing really has changed much here except for the amount of ingredients I have in here, which is a lot. And it just keeps going and going and going and going. I've been bugging a lot. And I have no more filled stones, so I'm just going to take all these because I actually have... Oh hey, I have a Daedric bow. Nice. I have my glass bow, which I'm going to be giving this bow to Inigo.
Speak to me. Pooling our resources.
Exactly. You get a Daedric bow. Congratulations.
All set?
Enjoy. So yeah. I forgot I made that, so all the books get put away, and these are all my spell tomes. Which I've already learned all these, and any ones that Lucian can get, he's already learned. So yeah. I guess we can just end it off with going to the glass garden. Enjoying yourself there. Oh, that's not very bright, but it's still pretty. So I hope you all enjoyed that. That little extra bit. And this isn't going to be a specific episode. This is just going to be a bonus episode that y'all can watch. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it and learning more and more about our followers, companions that don't like to get out of my way. Yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. I don't know what else I can do with them. I know that Inigo has a quest line that
What's on your mind?
that you can do, and so does Lucian. The only one here that doesn't have their own quest line is Sophia. Sophia is literally just there for perverted, I guess, commentary.
It was at the College of Winterhold that I learned this spell that made people naked. It has definitely got to be my favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
So
all
she's
my
doing her
idea, of
job.
course. Oh, I
That
can show
helps.
you if you like. Whoa, calm down. I didn't mean on me. I was talking about on you.
Yes, my friend?
Alright, well, that's all the time I have for this one. So glad that y'all stuck through with this. I hope y'all are really enjoying this, and I hope that y'all continue watching. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. It really shows how much y'all appreciate me, and that I really appreciate it all around. I love you all very much. If you like the video, please don't be shy and give me a like. It's completely free. But if you're very conservative whenever it comes to giving out likes, I completely understand. I used to be that way too, and then I wanted to show my love to the different communities that I enjoy. So, but of course, take your time and feeling, don't feel obligated, of course, but feeling, a little bit charitable. But I will catch you all in the next one, and as always, have a wonderful day.